Welcome to session 8 on Google navigation. We will be, there we go. All right, so today we will be talking about the tools that Gmail has to offer, such as Gmail, the Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and the Google Calendar. We'll be teaching you some ways to navigate your Google account from multiple different platforms, so that way you have a better understanding on where to locate different documents and how to create different platforms. So with this, we have your tool section that is accessed right here through the 3x3 thumbnail. For your account, you'll just be going through your settings and information as you please. Your Gmail has your email. Your Google Drive is a way to see all that you have done on Google. Folders can be found here, as well as getting information shared to you. You have your Google Docs, which is similar to Microsoft Word. You can write announcements, create documents, and share different items. Same as Google Sheets, except it's similar to Microsoft Excel, which is good for charts, graphs, and lists. You have Google Slides, which is a way to create PowerPoint such as this, and your Google Calendar as a way to keep track of events and create events with others. So for your Google Drive, your files and folders are in here. Things that have been shared with you or you have shared with others will be in here. You can move them into My Drive to organize them however you like. However, you do not have to move them into the drive because they will already be there unless you move them into a separate folder. Recent activity shows the last files you've worked on, so you can see fairly quickly what you've worked on, who shared what, in time chronological order. The new button is the place to start and create new folders, upload files, start new docs, and find apps to do just about anything in the Google app. When you want to send a fax, sign a document, edit a PDF, or create a workflow, you may go to New, and then the More drop down. You connect to more apps, and you can search for tools and create all that are listed below, which typically you won't do, but in case you need to know how to do that, you may find that in the Drive.
So how do you create folders in? So I've got a ridiculous amount of stuff in here already. So if I'm right now in Google Drive, and
Okay.
I go to My Drive. So now
you can still see my screen, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I go to Drive and all this pops up and it's a mishmash of crazy. Yep. So I've got everything in here from all the return to practice stuff to my golf outing stuff to bowling registration forms because people sent them to me in a JPEG and scanned them. So how do I create folders so that I can start to make some sense of some of this stuff?
Okay. Yep. So right here, as you can see here, you have the New tab. And this goes for Docs, Google Slides as well, and you do a folder. So say it's
hit folder. Okay.
Random, so I create this and it'll pop up, and I have it arranged like this just so I can see more. Right. However, if you have your files, like the files right here, I can drag the area survey that I have in my hand and I could drag it up to folders and it will be placed there.
All right, so I just created a folder called Return to Play.
Yep.
So you're saying if I click on this SOMI Return to Practice Guide, and I can just drag it?
Yep.
Why is it still there? It didn't drag.
Try right clicking.
Show me how you dragged it again.
Oh, I grabbed it, like I clicked on it.
Okay, click,
and then
right or left?
Left. Like you're clicking.
Click.
Yep. You left click like you're selecting it.
Right.
And then you go into the random or whatever file.
So or open with, okay.
or you can right click and you can move to, and then I
see
can
it. Okay.
pick a folder. Yep.
So then I hit the My Drive,
Mm-hmm.
and then the folders come up.
Yep.
And then move it there, and then move it.
Yep.
Did you really want to do that? Yes, I did.
Yep.
But it still shows up there then. So it's in the folder now. If I click on the folder, yep, there it is. But I have to delete it then from.
Do you
the
have a
quick
copy
access.
of it? Do you know if you have a copy of it?
Oh, I'm sure I do. I can go back in an email or whatever it was sent to me.
Oh, no, I mean, like, do you have two of them in the Google Drive, like, that it was sent to you?
Yeah, so now it's in my return to play folder that I just created.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's still up there. It didn't like leave. Like if you do a Word, if I do something on my desktop
Yeah.
or move it to a folder, it goes away.
So it should go away here too. So actually right click
Okay.
and then move to, and then put it in your folder. And sometimes you do have to move it twice.
Okay.
So hopefully it stays there.
Okay. It says it's there.
Okay. But you shouldn't have a copy. Like the other one I did, like it disappears.
Okay. All right. At least I got where to go. Okay. Well, at least it gives me something to play with. Okay.
Okay.
It's still there, but it's in both places now. Which is fine.
So working in Drive, everything that you have created, uploaded, or even had shared with you, you can decide who to share it with, how much access they have. You would have to hit share, but that all is in My Drive. On the desktop, you select the file you want to share. You can click the share icon, and that appears at the top right. So you can give them all access, limited, or none, just the capability of viewing. On your mobile app, there's a little blue circle. You hit that, you upload the files you want to share, and then you go to the next screen and it will tell you what to do from there. Mobile's a little bit trickier than working on the computer. So I suggest if you are working in the Drive or on Google, I would highly suggest using your laptop or desktop. So like I said about adding people, did somebody have a question? No, okay. So adding people to your documents, add people, you may do so by entering the email address or addresses to the multiple people that you want to share it with from inside or outside your organization, meaning because you both have the area 05, 08, SOMI emails, you are inside of our organization. However, for example, with us, with our CMISH and SOMI emails, sometimes you have to grant them access, and it will ask, are you sure you want to share with somebody outside of your organization? Choosing sharing settings. If you decide the people you want to share this with can only see it, so that way they won't edit it and potentially ruin a file that you have, mess up where you're at, you can click view only or comment only, or you can give them full access to edit and let them make remarks, help you out, just see where you're at. As well as when you're doing this, you may send a message with the given person that you are sharing it with. So for example, I will go here into my Drive. And from here, I will send this little document and I'll choose random since we're already here. I will take this survey and I will send it. Oh, I guess I can't do that with forms. So I will share something else. I will share this with Jill and Mary when it loads. So I can share this with Mary and Jill. And then I will say they can view only and message, hi, attached is this wonderful paper. And then this way, instead of emailing them, the message will pop up when they receive it.
So they're getting a copy of your document. They're not able to go into like my drive.
No,
Right.
you're just giving, yep,
Okay.
they are just getting access to it. They're not going to your drive, just that given document.
Okay.
So we kind of went over this, but it's how to make and use a folder. So when you go to your Google Drive, you press the new button in the top left corner, and create new will open a drop down. From there, you create a new folder, and your folder can hold all information on a given topic or subject, files, documents, slides, and even outside files and pictures can be imported or created for any folder. Gmail, I'm quite positive both of you are familiar with the Gmail. So when you hit the compose button, it's the start of a new email. Your inbox has all of your mail, old, new, and unread, unless you make folders or delete them. The folders can be created by right-clicking or hitting the Move To button on the top row when being in an email. The sent mail is all the mail you have sent, and the drafts are the mail that you have composed but have yet to send. For Google Docs, you can make a copy, which would create a duplicate of your document. You can download the docs that you have created and completed as a Microsoft Word or PDF, a JPEG, and send it via email, or just have it on your computer downloaded as a different format. Emailing as an attachment, you can send a copy of the document to people, and that way they only have the attachment, so they once again can only view. And then you can change the format as to how you want to email that as well. Like, you can give them access from that if you choose to, but you do not have to as an attachment. Version history is seeing all the changes that you and others have made to any given document, or you can even revert to earlier versions, such as if I was editing a document and Mary came in after me, and then Jill came in after Mary. We all had different versions. You could see which version made more sense by reverting it to either version 1, 2, or 3. Images can be inserted from your computer, the internet, the drive, and even more, such as like a SIM card or computer card. The tables are when you select the number of columns and rows to create a table, just a basic platform that you can do to create data. You can draw pictures, create pictures, flowcharts, diagrams, and more by using the drawing drop down. You can link a web page or header to bookmark in your document, and you can create charts of all types from Google Docs, as well as Google Sheets and Google Slides. So when sharing or giving access to share, whatever you may be doing, this blue paper is Google Docs always. Adding a comment is the plus sign. And then this over here with the 3 lines will open the comments thread. Sharing with your team. When it has this lock button, it means it's only you. Editing is right underneath the pencil, and you can make the changes directly in the document. You can propose new edits by suggestions when in Google Docs, Slides, Sheets. This is to copy format from any text and apply it somewhere else on the screen. I found that especially helpful while making these slides. Just the normal text, different headings and styles of text for all information. You can change the text alignment to right, left, and centered, change the line spacing however you may please, adding numbers and bullets, and then changing text indentation. Just a few extra tools that you may need. Similar to docs sheets, you can also make a copy, which is creating a duplicate, download the same-ish docs, email the attachment, image, table, drawings, links, and charts. And this kind of will look similar to the docs. Although this has like merging cells, add borders, add links and comments to charts, filters, or functions. This little sigma sign actually is used for math or different data equations as well, which are very helpful. And then like just formatting and percentage change, as well as inserting comments again. The green will signify sheets, and you can make copy, download, email, version history, publish to the web. You can share again with your team. And then this one shows a chat with other people viewing the spreadsheet. So if you're all in there together, rather than texting or communicating on the phone, you are able to chat with others working. So going off that, you can add rows, columns, and cells. By doing so, you'll select the row, column, or cell near to where you want to add your new entry. Right-click the highlighted row, column, or cell, and choose where to insert the new entry. So, for example.
So this is super like Excel, really.
Yes.
I'm not seeing a whole lot different between this
Yeah.
and Excel.
There is very, very little differences. The only difference is you can actually have like 6 people in here working on the same thing. That's the only difference, really. You can, all of these pop up. Copy, cut, paste, insert below. So I just made another row. Yep, it's not much of a difference, but it's nice to know what you can and can't do while sharing. You can move the cells by selecting them. You delete them by selecting them and right-clicking. You can also point your cursor to the top of the selected cells until a hand appears, and that will also help you drag them into a new location if needed. And the same as slides, a new slide, I will show that. I'll go to Drive and go to slides. So from here, you would start a new presentation. And we can just click a theme. You don't have to use a theme, but themes are always nice. So from there, I always start off with adding a few slides. So by that, I click Control M a few times, and I'll just play around with it a little bit to show you the different layouts. And so you can just keep some as such, just so I can show you this too. You can see this a little bit better. And it's very similar. It has the share, present, open your comment history, and then see who views it, but I'm the only viewer on this, so there's really nothing to see, as well as comments, and that goes. You can download it, make a copy, import slides from another presentation on your current slides, email as an attachment, have a version history, adding a new slide, just some tools, changing the color, select an item, drag, crop, insert pictures, a text box. Bless you.
Thank you. This is pretty similar to Google Classroom too.
Yep, it is. Which is nice.
Google, because we're making Google Slides and inserting them in, well, I mean, we're making slides and then putting them in Google Classroom.
Oh,
So
yeah.
This is just like an add-on to Google Classroom then.
Yes.
Okay.
You can also chat. You can insert the comments, open comments thread, and then share with your team once again. And then onto the calendar, which I'm sure both of you are familiar with. So really, this is what it would look like on your screen. You would create, this one looks pretty empty, but I promise I actually am busy. That's not my empty calendar. So when you create new events, you will press create. You can add a title and you can say out of office, appointment, or an event. You always want to pick a time and a date. You can add guests right here, just enter their email, or if they're in your organization, you can put like the first 1 or 2, maybe even 3 letters, so it fastens your search. And then you can add a Google Meet video conference versus a Zoom link. And then you can add a room or a location, a description, and then, you know, you can have yourself notified 10 minutes before and it'll pop up as a reminder for you. And then the final point here is, once you are familiar with Google, it's much easier to navigate. Google is very convenient because you can choose if you want to allow access to edit a document when you are sharing with others. And it's super nice because Google automatically saves your work as well. And our next session is to be determined. We are deciding.
So what's Google Chat?
Okay, so Google Chat, I typically do not use Google Chat, but it is, yep. So.
I'm here. Now you and I are on the same slide.
It's basically like a little email chat room. You can chat somebody, you know, I can start, create, browse, you know, all that. So I can type in Jill and I can type in Mary. And I gotta start the conversation. Maybe that would help. And then you click that little blue dot and I just say what's going on. And then that way they can respond back. So it's like an instant messaging.
I was going to say it's their answer to Messenger.
Yep. It's pretty, everything Google has is some form of Microsoft or Facebook, something very similar. It's just convenient because it's all in the drive. So in that 3x3 thumbnail, you have access to that all.